G'day lads and lasses, it's your Aussie culture expert Mark Hunt, back at it again. So today we're going to be covering some need to know travel information for any travellers coming to Australia. Be you a backpacker, a 2-week touro, or maybe someone looking at joining our beautiful country as a place to live. Not only are we a beautiful country, but we're a big country as well, and these 7 tips will get you by, no worries. Number 1, language barriers. Now, while English is our official language, you might not understand us all the time, true blue fair dinkum. But don't let that scare you off. Despite our rough exterior and piss-taking culture, most of us can actually be quite patient people and enjoy helping someone out, especially if they need it. Using broken English or Google Translate's all fine and well, but just remember, make sure you're not relying on the internet, because a lot of spots over here have no reception whatsoever. So you've got to make sure you have a backup plan in case you need to have a yarn, whether that's a downloaded sort of translator or a little phrase book in English, that's fine. Number 2, size. Snakes aren't the only thing that's big in Oz. Now, while it might not look like it on a map unless you're comparing it to other countries, we are massive. The distance from Melbourne to Perth alone is over 3,000 kilometres, with a whole lot of nothing, not even a single tree in between. And no, despite how fast you want to drive and what car you use, you can't drive that in a day. Same with Brisbane to Melbourne, looking at you backpackers. So it's all good and well to know Australia's a big country, but what's this mean for you? Well, if your plan's to see the whole East Coast, which I highly recommend, beautiful part of the country, it's going to take you a little bit of time. Actually, a shit ton of time. And if road tripping's the way you're going to go, you have to be prepared. Know your stops, know your limits, share the driving, and don't drive tight. There's a lot of long, lonely stretches of road in Australia and fatigue kills, so be careful. Number 3, hitchhiking. Now, true blue, I don't know the laws, just don't do it. It's weird, it's a thing people still do over here when they come over from Europe, they still try to hitchhike. No one's going to pick you up, really. Culturally, we have Wolf Creek as our movie for Australia, so that should be enough to warn you off of it. But even everyday Australians, we've seen too many horror movies about picking up hitchhikers that turn out to be a dead shit, or a serial killer drongo or something like that. Long short of it is, you might get picked up, or you might just end up spending a whole lot of time in the hot sun waiting. Just avoid hitchhiking like the plague. Number 4, road rules. Now, there are very few exceptions in Australia, but most of our roads have a signed speed limit, and it's pretty strictly enforced by the coppers here. Same goes for driving a dodgy car, same goes for drink driving, don't be a tosser, and seat belts, and sticking your legs out the window as a passenger. Looking at you again, backpackers. Remember, the Marlborough stretch is not the Autobahn. So keep it legal, keep it safe, and keep it common sense, especially in those bloody juicy vans. Number 5, the sun. Nothing much to yarn about here except for the fact we have a bloody great big hole above us with a bloody thin ozone layer, and our sun's gonna burn you to a crisp in 15 minutes flat. Sunscreen, covering up, and shade are your best friends in Australia. In fact, most Australians will speak to, they'll say the 3 words slip, slop, slap. Slip on a shirt, slop on some sunscreen, slap on a hat. We are the world leaders in a thing no one wants to be world leaders in, which is skin cancer. So the best thing you can do when you come over here is protect yourself, don't become part of that statistic. Having a nice tan and walking shirtless down Queen Street is all good and well. Again, looking at you backpackers. But it's not as much fun in 20 years when you're getting yet another melanoma cut out of your skin. You can pretty much tell straight away who's a European backpacker because they'll be lobster red. Sun's good for you, but you need to make sure you protect yourself against skin cancer. Remember, slip, slop, slap, and seek slide if you're one of the new kids. Number 6, animals. Roos, koalas, wombats, they're all cute, but they're still wild animals and you should leave them that way. Koalas have claws and sexually transmitted diseases. Wombats are basically a 4-wheel drive wrecking ball, and roos are liable to give not only you but also Conor McGregor a run for his money in a kicking contest. Unless you're in a petting zoo where it's okay to feed the animals, don't feed them, don't try to approach them, don't try to get a photo of them all fuzzy and cute up close, and bloody hell, leave their babies alone. Not only do the animals not like it, we absolutely hate it when you mess with our wildlife. Bad choice. And for fuck's sake, stop feeding the fucking dingoes on K'gari. They might look like dogs, they're not dogs, and they're not friendly. And point number 7, destinations. I want you to remember there's more to Australia than Melbourne's lights, Sydney's big ass harbour, or the Gold Coast beaches and surfers paradise. Between you and me, I think Perth is better anyway. Go out in the scrub, hike some trails, stop over in a small town and give them some love. If you're chasing authentic Aussie culture, the best place you're going to find it is outside of the cities. Cities are cities regardless of where you are and what country you're in, but not everywhere is going to have the Yongala Dive, Cradle Mountain, or an easy trail to hike up the Great Dividing Range. Meet some locals, go for a schooner at the pub, and go for a fish on the beach. Just remember, plan it out, pack your sunscreen, and ask for help if you need it. Thanks for your time, lads and lasses. If you've got any burning questions about Australian culture, drop it in the comments below and I'll have a squiz. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know by giving a like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Hooroo.